Salutations gaming enthusiasts, George Mario Nerd here, and if you watched my reaction to the recent Animal Crossing New Horizons Nintendo Direct, you'll know that I'm quite excited for it, indeed. It seems like it's going to be a really fantastic entry, the best yet so far, and it's just giving you so much that you can do, and so much customization, so much freedom of what you want to do in your town, how you want to alter it, however you want to. And I'm very excited to discuss it with you today in this fairly casual discussion video, and hopefully I will say all the things that I intend to, and not leave lots of stuff out and regret it later. So, let's get into talking about Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I am saying sentences and words to fill up time while I think of what I actually want to say, and I'm looking at my list. Okay, I've written at the top of my list of things to discuss to keep me on track, and the first thing I've written down is the word landscaping in capital letters with 3 exclamation marks following it, and that is because I'm very excited about landscaping. Of course, you can knock down sections of cliff and replace them and put them there as much as you feel like it, and my mind is blown as well. Also, you can alter the shapes of lakes and rivers and waterfalls and actually just put them there in the first place, and I'm just astonished, and I'm really excited to see how far people can take that. That is a really, really exciting concept. They've really just let you just remake your town however much you want it to, and I know that there's probably some Animal Crossing purists out there who you get your town and you pick a good layout, or hopefully you get a good layout to pick from, and then you're just stuck with it forever. And there are people that would maybe like to change that, but they can't, and there are people who just really love their town and get really, really intimately familiar with all the little bits and pieces of that town. But now it doesn't exactly matter. You can pick a good one to start off with. Yes, you are stuck it that way until you get your construction permit or whatever, but you get to redesign it however you feel like it, and that is fantastic. I'm wondering, for instance, how many layers of cliff you can make. Like, I've seen at least 2 layers I can do, but I was just wondering, what if you could just make out of the slopes that I can add as well? Oh yes, you can make slopes, that's fantastic. That's not part of the landscaping, it's kind of more like the public works projects like in New Leaf, but what if you could just make this big spiralling mountain, and on the top put your house on top of a mountain? I really doubt that I can actually go that high, and that you can take it that far. I am curious to see how many layers you can have your town on. But I guess we'll find out when the game comes out. I'm very excited to find that out. Also, making rivers. I'm really, really excited for this. This is really fantastic. You can not only just have proper bridges commissioned to go across rivers and stuff, but you can just make your own land bridges if you wanted to. I mean, that wouldn't look as nice, but technically, they're just taking off all the stops. They're removing off pretty much all the limitations in Animal Crossing, and I'm very excited about that. Although I am a bit disappointed that there aren't any boats as of yet. However, I have had it pointed out to me that there is a little boat icon on the back of the limited edition Nintendo Switch for Animal Crossing New Horizons, and that fills me with hope that you will be able to get in a boat and sail the seas. I really want to be able to just do that and just wander the ocean just freely and discover little islands, maybe uninhabited ones and stuff. But they did have a just discover random islands thing in this game, where you can just get on the plane and go to a random island. I think that these are randomly generated, smaller than usual islands that you can find other villagers on and invite to your town and stuff, so that seems like a fun idea. Although those islands don't look wildly different to the normal islands that you live on, so I don't think that they'll have really broken as in worth a lot of money, bugs and fish like Tortimer's Island did, and you could just keep on going back there and just farm infinite massive amounts of money. So it won't be as broken as that, but it will be a nice place to go to have some resources. And once you get your town to a proper town level, and it feels like a proper place to live and stuff, then you kind of lose the feeling of it being a chill, deserted island. Once a lot of people start living there, and they start building houses and buildings and all sorts of things, it stops feeling like a deserted island. So I suppose that once you've stopped making your own town, your own island feel like a deserted island, you can go to these other random little islands and get that same feeling again, which I thought was nice. But anyway, I've just covered the first bullet point and I've gone off on tangents and stuff, but let's have a look at the next bullet point. I've written, Animal Crossing fans get excited about such simple little things. Yes, it impresses me how, for instance, let's say I don't want to make blanket statements about everybody because that's obviously going to be incorrect. There are definitely lots of different people that will have different sorts of reactions to different things. But for instance, in the Smash Bros. Community, there will be characters that I release, and a lot of fans aren't happy about it for one reason or another. Perhaps they changed the game in such a massive way that they don't like that, and it's just gonna. Like, for instance, Hero changed a lot of things because of all of his RNG and different quirky gimmicks and stuff like that. And they can still be unhappy about it. But Animal Crossing fans, I was looking at this direct and I was thinking, you can make ladders and get up a cliff just whenever you feel like it. You can hop over water. Were they holding an ice lolly? Ice lolly. I just was getting so excited about the smallest little things, and I look at other people's reactions and I see that I'm not alone, and it just impresses me so much. Animal Crossing is such a lovely game series. It's a slow-paced, patient sort of game, and that really helps you to really appreciate all the little details, all the little nice things. Sometimes the littlest things added into a game like this are the most exciting. And I think that that's really special. But anyway, next up, this game is extremely customizable. I'm really excited about altering the way that my town looks. I do think that New Leaf did have the option to properly customize your furniture in retail, which it seems like retail's job has been kind of stolen by Tom Nook, so I don't know what we're going to see Reese and Cyrus doing in this game, but you can alter like the kind of wood that is used with the different bits of furniture on certain kinds of furniture, maybe the paint job on the wood, and also you can also put your own patterns onto like the sheets of beds and cushions on a sofa, and I find that fantastic. There's so much possibility with that. And what's more, it's not just limited to inside, just the simple removal of the limitation of not being able to put furniture outside is a massive thing. Before in New Leaf, when you were the mayor, the one person who lived in the town who is the mayor, you could get public works projects. But those were a big event kind of thing, and there are still things similar to that, like the slopes and other buildings and shops, I suppose, in this game. But now, you can just put furniture out however you please. And I saw them, like things like fences, you could get in New Leaf. I think that they could only be in one orientation, they could only go horizontally, I'm not sure. I never actually bothered with fences in New Leaf, so I'm not sure. But in this game, you can just put down bits of fence however you want, just on the fly, when you're out and about, put down a bit of fence. I think that's fantastic. You can put down fences, you can put down bits of furniture, you can put down different ground styles, not just design patterns, which people just run across and they accidentally pick it up and stuff, and using ground tiles generally looks kind of tacky. Generally, so I'm not too keen on using that as paths anyway, but these look natural and really good, and I'm excited about such a simple little thing as making pathways and different areas of ground that look different. Like if I want a town square, I can make a stone flooring on that town square and stuff, and it is, I don't know, I'm just spending this video geeking out about all these things I'm excited about, aren't I? But it really is so customizable, and I'm really curious to see what kind of wacky, ridiculous things that people get up to in their towns. I will be making a gameplay series for Animal Crossing New Horizons when that comes out, and I'm very excited to do that. That will be a bi-weekly series, so I'll be making a new video for that every other week. The other week will be a video about a Let's Play video for Super Paper Mario, which is how I'm planning to do things for the coming months from next month. But what was I thinking? I keep on going off in tangents and then losing my train of thought. What am I saying now? I'm saying things about customizableness. Furniture outside is good. Pathways is good. Let's have a look at my list. Oh yes! You can choose where your neighbours move in. Oh, yes. I'm so glad you can do that, because they could just drop in wherever they felt like it before, and you wouldn't know where they were going to be. So, if you had plans, if you were making a nice flower garden, or if you had been building up a certain area to look a certain way, and someone moves in right in the middle of it, you couldn't do anything about it. It was such a pain. And in New Leaf, when you're starting off as the mayor, Isabel has a little bit of a speech and saying how you can't just tell everybody how to live, because that would be a dictatorship. But it's a game. You want control over how things go. You don't want things to come along randomly and screw up all your hard work. So, in the context of real life, it doesn't make sense that one person gets to decide where everybody lives. But in the context of this being a game, yes, it does make absolute sense, and I'm very, very happy that you can do that now. And I really hope I get some good villagers that I like. Egbert, come back. I love you, Egbert. For some reason, Egbert the chicken is always seems to be in my towns, and I've come to really like him, and I hope he's in my town in this game as well. But, oh, you can also decide where shops move in. Anyway, so, when I watched this and I made all sorts of loud noises of yelling and gasping from my bedroom, my family heard me and were very curious, to say the least, about what I was reacting to and what was making me so excited. And later on, my brother and my mother watched the Nintendo Direct, and they were blown away by it. They got really excited by it. Now my brother wants the game, and my mum is going to get herself her own Nintendo Switch Lite so that she can get the game for herself and play that. So I'm actually really excited to share this game with my family, and this is really impressive because my mum's generally not very interested in games at all. And lastly on my list, I know that this conversation isn't exactly progressing in a very natural way as I keep on stopping and looking at my list and saying what it says, but I'm not terribly good at this right now. I wanted to talk a bit about what Animal Crossing means to me. Real life can get tedious and frustrating, and there's all kinds of responsibilities and hardships that we face in real life, and people generally will find themselves a distraction, something to engage in that will allow their mind to relax and give them a bit of control over their existence, because this world, there can be bad stuff in it. There's plenty of good stuff in this world, but there's a lot of bad stuff that makes life not feel quite so good. So people tend to have an escape. What that is varies from person to person, but I think that a lot of people choose video games because it gives them that sense of control. Like, they can go from a life that isn't exactly brilliant and doesn't give them a feeling of control a lot of the time. People feel like their life just goes wherever it goes, and that can be scary. But in games, you can feel like when bad things happen, it doesn't really matter. In a game, if you do make mistakes, it's not the end of the world. In Animal Crossing, the worst thing that can happen to you, well, it used to be turning off without saving and then Rossetti coming and annoying you to death, but now that's not even a problem. Now it's more like bees, or scorpions and tarantulas are pretty scary, I suppose. Those can chase you, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. And having Animal Crossing as a little town, a second life that you can escape to, where nothing can really go wrong, is very comforting, especially such a nice little town where you can busy yourself with little tasks that it's just fun to do. You do things not because you have the responsibility to do it, not because you have to or you're going to starve to death, but you do it because it's nice, you do it because it's enjoyable. And that is a life that is very rewarding. Even though Animal Crossing might seem a bit tedious, a lot of people think that Animal Crossing is a very boring and weird sort of concept and wonder why people would enjoy it, because it's like, it's just real life. You've got taxes, not really taxes, you've got debt from Tom Nook, but he's a very, very generous debtor. You've got debt, you've got you just do mundane tasks, catch bugs, and talk to people and stuff like that. A lot of people don't seem to see the appeal, but I think there's something really special about having a second little life where you don't have to worry about things going wrong. You can just, for a couple of hours a day, go onto Animal Crossing and know that everything is going to be okay, and just escape from whatever reality that you have. Maybe it's just because you want to relax, maybe it is because you are escaping something that's not quite so good in your life, but regardless, Animal Crossing will be there for you, and it's very comforting, and I really enjoy playing it. And I'm very excited to get Animal Crossing on the 20th of March next month, and I'm very excited to start this Let's Play series. So, that Let's Play series, when I start it, it will always start with a bit of a recap of what I've done in between episodes, because I'm not just going to wait 2 weeks to film another episode. I am going to play that game a lot on my own time, and you can't make me not do that. But I will recap important happenings, and I'll, capture it with the little record button on the Switch, so you won't miss out on any important goings-on inside my town. And I'm very excited to start that series. So if you are interested in watching me play through that game, I said that as if it has an end goal, which it really doesn't. But if you're interested in watching me play that game, then please be sure to subscribe, because that'll be starting next month. I've got lots of other fun videos that I make. I do a ongoing Super Mario Galaxy Let's Play series, which I'm really proud of, even though it doesn't get a lot of views. And I'm also going to start a Super Paper Mario series, as well as various other larger video projects that I'm excited about making too. So, thank you ever so much for listening to me on this little Animal Crossing rant, and until next time, farewell everyone.